Hello! I started doing some pixel art because I wanted to make some stream alerts. But then I thought, why not make it into a video of some sort where you can tag along on my journey. So I basically started out 10 minutes ago making this character. Let me know if you can tell who it is, by the way. If you're correct, you may actually get a cookie. I wanted this to be a bit more of a challenge to push myself. So I need to get as good as I can within 1 week. Then I will have 12 hours on me to do an animation for my stream alerts. If I fail, I have to swallow a banana whole on stream. So I watched some YouTube tutorials before starting, and what I found out was more or less that shading is important to give life to the creation or the project, and getting a good frame before you start doing anything, basically. So that's the information I currently hold. I don't think I could get the hair quite right. It's supposed to be like anime-esque, but I don't know how to do that shit in pixel art. Maybe if I remove the hairline and make it like directly connect with the face, it will look better. He also has these 2 bangs, I think it's called, on his forehead. So hopefully that will make that will like make a help fuck. So hopefully that will help make a distinction on which character it is I'm drawing, and like give it more of a personality to the art. The figure was way too small to have details on it. So I doubled the size and started anew. It was so like annoying because I felt like I could really picture the drawing I want to do in my head. But I just couldn't execute it and put it on paper. Like you probably can tell. There was this annoying little voice in my head that kept telling me that, like, it kept telling me that it was no chance I could make it fucking look good. So I tried to force myself into thinking that it is a process and take it step by step. Keep taking a step by focusing at one thing at a time and make it look good. And then hopefully the delusion that I can do it is gonna fucking kick in. After experimenting with different shapes of eyes, I landed on a version that really reminded me of Griffith's helmet from Berserk. I still haven't finished that manga, by the way. Like, the beginning of Berserk was actually kinda ass. It was just like gore to be gore and like weird fucking shit to be weird fucking shit. But it's get it right in its own way, but like it didn't feel like I got hooked at all. I have, however, seen some illustrations and badass lore from it, but none of that shit was in the beginning part of the manga, man. It just dawned upon me that his face structure is fucking ass, dude. It's so fucking bad. Like, bro is way too girthy. And girthy is better than length, by the way. Side note. I tried making it longer and more sharp by adding in like a chin to his face, but that was like far from enough. We're gonna have to Michael Jackson this bitch. After much consideration and experimentation, I've come to the conclusion that this fetus is beyond saving. We are gonna have to abort this one, sadly. So I gave up on drawing him from my memory, and I searched up a picture from Google to draw from instead.
You may have invaded my mind and my body, but there's one thing a Saiyan always keeps. His pride!
So I started the day purely focusing on getting a good fucking frame of the face. I'm gonna min-max the frame, dude, because I thought that is like the sole thing that is screwing me over right now. And then I fucking started making the eyes for some reason. Like, also telling myself that I should fucking make the frame, perfect the frame. But it was my biggest internal challenge at the moment. Like, fucking so fucking annoying. Could never get the fucking eyes correctly. It was so fucking painstakingly, like, it was so cancer. It was almost like fucking God himself had put a curse on me to not being able to make an eye look fucking good. Like, to be able to fucking draw an eyeball for some fucking reason.
I'm an hour or so into the challenge, and I already feel the burden on my mental health. That has like the toll on my mental health that this challenge has taken on me, done on me. Toll on my mental health, like something like that. I don't fucking know how to say that shit in a figure of speech.
And it was like even more hard, like worse, because I was like, well, how the fucking drawing affect me this much? It's like, how can like me drawing something and not getting it right affect me this fucking much?
I took a break and went back to my last piece. I'm dead fucking set on learning how to make an eye. So I googled it up and took inspiration from a picture that you see here. I did the eye pixel by pixel, and I thought it actually looked pretty fucking decent, except there was one problem. I had it wrong on the face. But I found this fucking super helpful tool that lets you select an area and move it. I went back to my old project with some new fucking vigor. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking erase everything and start anew. And just focus on getting the fucking facial frame perfect. Just the frame, nothing else, okay? Nothing else this time. This time I'm actually gonna fucking keep my word.
I wanted to try some with some more sharp and structural lines, so I gave the line tool a go.
Have you guys found out who I'm drawing yet? If not, I'll give you guys a little hint, since it might be because of my limited ability. He has a twin brother, and is half a demon. Lore masters even say he is the inventor of aura farming. 1, 2, 3. The correct answer is Virgil. I don't fucking know his last name, but it is Virgil, okay? From Devil May Cry. If you somehow deducted that before the hint or the reveal, here's your fortune cookie. I wonder what fortune it will bring. But damn, this line tool came in handy. Holy shit, like it fucking completely leveled up my framework, or whatever the fuck. I don't know pixel art lingo. I added in his brow and nose, and I can like already see my drawing come to life. It actually feels like I'm cheating with this fucking line tool. Then I went on to do the hairline of Virgil. And it felt like, it go together so well. Nothing was annoying me, and it actually like fucking truly felt like I was finally improving. Like damn, it felt so good, dude. I remember doing the bangs. It was a share on top from the last few days. Like it was like a fucking, now I know who I'm drawing. Like now I can see it. But it didn't actually do that much as it did for me the last times. Maybe because everything else has more detail now as well. Maybe that's why. I continue on with the free flow technique that I invented with the hair. I think it feels more natural than to try to make it look natural by drawing it randomly like I'm doing. If you understand what I mean. But maybe it isn't that good, but at least for me personally, really fits my style. But I was still not fucking like feeling the hair. It's like there's always something to change or improve on all the fucking time. So I went down and like started doing his neck hair or like his mullet to see if it's gonna flow together better. Then I realized I did my boy dirty with that Vegeta is Caroline. Like he ain't balding that much. Yet, at least. I don't know if Virgil is balding actually. I don't know the lore about that. Maybe he's balding actually, I don't fucking know. But at least in the picture I don't feel like he's balding that much.
Give the goblin some gold! Give the goblin some gold! Alright guys, it's time to give the goblin some gold.
Today I wanted to revamp the entirety of the hair. And get it to a place that I felt it was like good foundation and I could move on from it. So I started off by shading the bangs and fixing them, as they are like my favorite part of the hair structure. Apparently, we have found that out throughout this entire journey. Then I proceeded to shade the hairline and decide the skin color that I thought like matched the picture of what Virgil had. He also has these spikes or flaps or whatever the fuck you want to call them in his hair. Like obviously this fucking anime-esque shit. And I said it as a challenge that I want to do that as well. So I started with the one I felt the most doable. I shaded around it to try to add it like the definition and make it look like it is like laying on top of his hair. I went through so many fucking iterations of this, dude. It took so long. Probably was on this part alone for like 20 minutes. And we'll probably see like it will update a few times. Update a few more times throughout this fucking day. But I was fucking quite fucking satisfied with it. Stayed like a thorn in my side throughout the video. Then I proceeded to shade or mark out where the darker areas of his hair was. Or like will be. And it made me rethink the entirety of like where the light source is coming from in the picture. But it's like really unclear where it is. I feel like it's bouncing off his, like the tip of his nose and like his cheek and like fucking chin. And I like the back of his head. So I think it's like coming slightly on angle. On the back side of like his face that is not facing the camera. It was really weird. I don't know like if I even got it correct. But this is at least quite accurate at least. At least the most accurate I could get it. But I don't think it really works, because like it really matters that much yet. So I'm for the time being just painting off the picture, right? So it doesn't really matter. I just copy the highlights anyways. But it will matter later on, because I want to also do my own thing and not just copy off the picture. I just want a good fucking base, and then I can innovate more upon it. And it's also enlightened me to mix up my color palette a bit and go a little bit crazy with it. Because people didn't really recommend doing your own color palette, as it is a lot of research and extra energy to get it right. But I wanted to fucking do it, because I was not satisfied at all with the transition from dark areas of the hair to the like lighter areas. I thought it was way too drastic. So I tried adding one in between. And it's a lighter blue-gray color to smoothen it. But even that one was too fucking dark, in my opinion. So I got one even lighter than that. And I also remembered like a tutorial pointed out this mesh technique, where you do this like zigzag cross pattern. But it made it fucking blend in a bit better, obviously, since all pros use this technique. It's 100% right, and who the fuck am I to say it's bad? But something was still fucking throwing me off, even now when I done the shading. Something with his hair structure is just like fucking wrong. Maybe I thought it was too big, So, but I was like, okay, let's just fucking erase everything that I have not shaded and try to smoothen it out and match his head structure more. So I fucking redid everything from the ground up and tried to frame it more better around his head and make it a bit more realistic than like this entire mess of fucking hair. And I thought it was fucking made it way better already from just doing that. I feel like it actually just like looked like a really good foundation, and I was so satisfied with this. This all like this entire day took around a little bit more than an hour, and it was just on this project, so I felt I did so much progress today, and like got a really good foundation. I kind of messed around with fucking every technique that I know of. I feel like this is a good, really good springboard.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
I started the day by messing around and doing some finishing touches on the hair. However, while doing this, I actually found out that I'm not at all happy with the color scheme for the shading of the hair. Like, everything is supposed to be more blue, and that made me wonder, is the lighting fucking blue as well? Because everything has this blue hue on it. I scrambled around for like half an hour, tried to find like a blue shade that I thought matched the picture or blended in nicely with what I already had going on with the gray shade. I was so fucking desperate, man. I tried doing the mesh pattern. I tried going with 3 different fucking shades to blend it in better, but none of the fucking shades that I found like worked at all, dude. Holy shit. I was like on my fucking breaking point. Let's focus on the face instead. I'm gonna add like more life to it, since I haven't really touched it at all, to be honest. I was gonna find a nice little shade for his skin tone. Hopefully that will be easier than the hair. So I gave him this shade that I thought it was, you know, it was okay. It was okay, okay. At least for now in the sword. And I also added this other little lighter shade to match, you know, the tone of the fucking light or whatever. Fuck, dude, like I'm just like so fucking tilted today. But it became like a bit fucking muddy though. I felt like it became like too dirty. But fuck it, I'm gonna run with it for now, like I said. And you see how it blends in later when I have added more parts to the face, you know. Also made like so I made it like the eye based on the picture, but in pixel form. And damn, I'm happy, dude. I'm actually so fucking happy with how it planned out. I mean, sorry. I felt it is the best thing I've made so far in pixel art terms. And I also made like a little touch of eye shade on it as well. Like, fuck, man, that made me so happy. But the shading I had on the face. Well, how the fuck did I even manage to ignore this shit, dude? It was such a pure fucking eyesore. Like, it looked like bro slipped in like fucking pile of mud and let it crust on his face instead of fucking wiping it off. So let's fucking fix that, dude. And I found another shade, and I felt it was this one. But like this one also kind of looks like he's just has a sunburn or some shit. I cannot do shades in pixel art. I cannot do shading. No matter what the fuck I fucking do. Like, I just like, how the fuck do these other people fucking do shading so good? I just can't find a good shade. It's like fucking, it doesn't, like, it's fucking impossible, bro. Then I proceeded on to try to make the mouth, because that's what's missing, except from his second eye as well, which I will do later. But man, the mouth was fucking harder than any other obstacle so far. So I searched up pixel art mouth on Google, but all the pictures I found was way too feminine and suggestive for sexual. Apparently, pixel art hentai, or whatever the fuck the porn lingo is for pixel art, is very popular nowadays. Maybe I have to do some research into that as well later on tonight. But I found out, like, simpler the mouth, the better for this scale of drawing. I think it was too small to have much detail, which is kind of ironic since we already had this problem before. So I settled with the boring single stroke mouth I mean, it looked okay, I guess, but it is what it is. Like, if I had to redraw this entire drawing, I would probably double the size again, literally. So I can actually add more detail to it. I added in his other eye, but I thought his expression was lacking. It was very plain. So I wanted to add some fierceness to it to match the picture. The simplest way I could do it, I thought, was just to make his eyebrows frown. That is the simplest, easiest way to do it. It actually looked pretty good. I thought I made it pretty okay. So now I feel like he looks a bit angry. But I just have some days left, and I think I will move on from the head and try to make the rest of his body instead, like at least his torso. So I can get some experience into that. And maybe put some emotion or some shit. I'll see you guys tomorrow. As I said, today we're gonna focus on the body of Virgil. I'm also gonna cut the last 2 days together, since the video is getting a little bit long. But the first thing we gotta decide on is the pose. And I want it to be in motion. Like him drawing his sword, I think I'm kinda good. It's like he's getting ready for combat. Which I also think he is in the original picture that we have as a reference pic. And I'm also like not gonna search up any picture to draw off, because I wanna, you know, make this kind of my own thing. So instead I'm just gonna use the other one, like the color and match the jacket style, whatever the fuck that we already had. But I'm gonna make my own pose and everything myself. So I started off doing the color and deciding the width of his shoulders. Then I proceeded to draw the arms, which was also really fucking hard to get the right fucking proportions, dude. That shit was so fucking annoying, like, and like how they were gonna go across the body, making it look natural, which was so fucking long, and it took so many iterations and shit. But I think I finally fucking got there, dude. I'm gonna fucking microdose it throughout the entire video. But it also looked too weird to me, at least. So I was like, okay, I'm fine with this. I'm just gonna... It's also like just a start anyways. So I can fix small little bits later. Doesn't have to be perfect right from the get-go, okay? Remember that. Doesn't have to be perfect right from the get-go. And then I drew the hands. Added where like the hands gonna go, like the reference. Like I remember doing that like when I was building in Minecraft. So I'm also adding the same kind of strategy here to like you just mark out where you want the tower to go, where you want the kitchen to go, like etc. But then I redid fucking everything basically. But I finally landed on where I kind of wanted it to be as well. I also made a knob for the fucking scabbard, started making this little like golden knobby ass. It does kind of look like the tip of a dick. I know. Gonna change that later, because that fucking distracted me way too fucking much, dude. Like, I'm always so scared that something will look like a dick, dude. It's just so fucking old. Like, your entire painting is irrelevant if it has like a part that looks like a dick. Because that's what everyone is gonna fucking focus on. Put some more detail onto the sword and jacket. So like this golden little shiny thing he has. And I also made the guard for the sword. But then I came onto this fucking problem when I was deciding on the color for his jacket. Like the arm that goes across his body like blends in the way, like just completely blends in. But I don't want to put like a black outline on it, because I think that, I don't know, it's not the vibe I want to have. So I don't really have an idea how to fix it. I try making it a different shade, which I think is the right solution. But it's gonna be so fucking hard to get one that blends in better with the other color, but not too much. It's gonna be, yeah, like I said, like it's gonna be fucking hard, a nightmare to get the right color for that. So I tried to move on, and that's gonna be the last thing I do. I also added this weird little lining he has across his, going across his jacket. I did even more fucking micro adjustments. Make it look good. Which is probably gonna be the rest of the gameplay from now on. So I'm gonna fast forward until we land on the finished project. See you soon. The final eve of this accursed trial draweth near. Mine hand must forge a flawless visage of Virgil. Else I am condemned before the eyes of men to a rite most shameful, a humiliation most profane, a spectacle so foul that even the heavens themselves might avert their gaze. For should I fail, I shall be forced upon the public stage to deep-throat the accursed fruit, the yellow harbinger of mine undoing. In that moment I would forfeit all my manlyhood, mine honor, the last remnants of innocence that yet cling to my soul. And such a calamity would not only merely mark the fall of one man, nay, it would herald the day of reckoning itself. Armageddon, Ragnarok. The great flood across the annals of human history. Prophets and madmen alike have spoken of cataclysms destined to shatter the world entire. And thou, dear viewer, shall bear witness to it with thine own eyes. And when the final trumpet asundeth, history shall not remember the man who failed, only the fool who choked upon destiny itself. Should mine hand falter this day, then let the sky split asunder, for humanity was never meant to witness such ruin. Well, I watched a Brazilian tutorials on how to animate, but it was quite simple, I think. Just gonna make the body first, then build upon it. By the way, look at that hair texture. Sadly, I do have to redo that later on because it was not really accurate to Virgil, in my opinion. And it was very hard to shade, it looked kind of weird. But it looks really sexy, in my opinion. Sadly, as I said, I'm gonna have to redo that shit later on. The animation I want him to do is drawing his sword and swinging it around. I'm also gonna do a judgment cut, obviously, because that's like the signature move of Virgil. It is quite fun, though, however, doing a bit smaller scale, as it's just flowing on so much faster. Like, you can see character forming right before you with every pixel, rather than when you're doing a big build. Also, the layers I thought was, like, so fucking nice to play around with as well. And this is actually, like, the most fun I've had doing pixel art so far. I'm just so fucking hyped to start animating. I already just want to get into it. But we're not done yet. I want to add as much detail as I can into this. Like, jam-pack this little fella with as much detail as I can. I remade his hair as well. I settled with a grayer version of white because all the other stuff just didn't really work together, in my opinion. Like, the contrast was way too high between all the colors. But enough with that shit. We got a job to do, so here's a fucking speed edit of the animation, baby. I had already spent 3 hours on the animation. And I just noticed I have only about like fucking 1 hour left. Like, I'm gonna have to squeeze it in real fucking bad, dude. yeah, I have to fucking babysit. So I'm gonna have way less time than I would have liked to have. We're gonna have to fucking speedrun the last bit of this animation. It's gonna be fucking sloppy. It's gonna be unfinished, like, what to say, like unpolished. But maybe I can get it on if I wanna avoid the fucking humiliation ritual I'm gonna have to do when I get the camera. Oh, it's gonna be bad as fuck, dude. Oh my fucking god. This is how the animation turned out. And I don't think it's good enough to be worthy of a follower alert, to be honest. I will have to defrost the accursed fruit when my camera arrives in about a week's time. So look out for that stream. I will bring more news beforehand when the day arrives. But yeah, I let myself down, failed. I just had like maybe 1 more hour. I could have done it way better. A bit better, not way better, since it took a long time, surprisingly. I like a surprising amount of time for this small of an animation, to be honest. I was not ready for that. I underestimated the task completely. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Fuck. I mean, you guys are probably fucking happy. Yeah. Have a great day.